I'm Dave Palumbo, founder of Species Nutrition. I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work and are backed by science. From my earliest bodybuilding days, I believed in only putting the best in my body. And that lives on in the Species Nutrition line of products. We use only top-of-the-line formulations dosed for maximum results and the best flavoring systems available. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution. You're funny.
It's like I said. Do you like my tail? Like I said.
Welcome back to Iron Rage. I'm Dave Palumbo here with Lee Priest, and I'm feeling a little bipolar today, Lee, because
Hi.
Mental Hamster sent me their bipolar pre-workout and a nice little shirt here. Thank you very much.
I'm disappointed you haven't tried it, though, because then you'd be on the same level as me in the morning if you took that.
I don't want to be too wonderful today. I'm already pretty wonderful. I don't want to be too wonderful, but I will try this stuff.
Give Tyler a good scoop of it. He'll be all right. and it's true. People go to, when it first came out, we had all those snowflakes. How can you call it bipolar? I know someone that has bipolar, blah, blah, blah. It's like, and Aaron said, well, Aaron's got bipolar. And he said, I called it bipolar because when you take it, you're going to get on the biggest fucking high. You're going to be like this. And then when you come down, you're going to crash that fucking hard. It's like you got bipolar. So.
There you go. Well, it looks cool. I tasted a little bit. It has a nice taste to it. I can't really taste all the chemicals, all the ingredients in there. Give it a shot, guys. Now, is this available in the U.S. or is it only in the U.K. right now?
You can get it. It's only online, but you can order it online. And they ship worldwide. So
they do.
The products you can ship worldwide. And if you mightn't have seen some of the posts I put up, but the Rich List, they're a company that does order F1 races and stuff. And now the Mental brand has just released Mental energy drinks, which will be sponsoring the Singapore, Dubai,
saw that.
and the
I saw that. You guys have a real energy drink. Now, what's in there? Is it just like caffeine?
I haven't seen it myself yet, so I don't know myself, so I couldn't say. But if Aaron's involved with it, I'm sure it's going to be pushing the limit.
It's going to be mental.
Yeah, so that should be really good. They just signed a big 7-figure deal with that in the Rich List for F1. So
wow.
Yeah, so I'll have to get you a case of them to take with the bipolar and the A5s.
I would try the energy drink. I'd be more than likely to use that every day than the pre-workout. But this, I'm sure I'm exaggerating. It probably is no worse than any of the other ones out there, but it might be on the edge. Like you said, I'm going to start with half a scoop and see how that works.
You got to remember, it's England. They push the boundaries.
That's true. They have less laws there than we do.
Australia and America, you pretty much have to list every ingredient.
Yeah.
Some other countries we left that one off.
Isn't it ironic that the most uptight country, England, has less laws about supplements than U.S. and Australia do? The two like penal states, where all the criminals went,
And isn't it funny that the places that have the most laws, like America and other places, have the most death rates and most fucking idiots and psychos?
Of course, because people, as soon as you make a law against it, everyone wants to do it. That's why.
How's that? I know it's been a while now, but how's that Ronald Reagan war on drugs thing going?
Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. It's funny with all the COVID, quarantines that are going on here. The big thing in the U.S. I don't know about in Australia is all the gym owners are rebelling. You saw our friend Louis Uredell went to jail the other day because he had his gym open. There was a gym in New Jersey that just recently. The cops came to all these people outside. It looked like it was going to be a riot. The police said, you guys are in violation of federal law. You can't be here. People looked like they were going to rip this guy's head off. And then all of a sudden the cop said, but you know what? Have a great day. And he walked away and he left. He arrested no one and he just walked away from it.
Well, it's like there's just so many inconsistencies here because I know next Monday all the kids go back to school.
Oh, really?
So to me, it's all the kids go back to school next Monday. And then they're talking about with public transport, with buses, they want to limit it to like 12 people on a bus. And people are saying, well, say you got 30 kids at a bus stop going to school, do you leave the other half on the side of the road and come back? Or?
Lee, if they go into school and they're going to be in classrooms together, what's the difference if you put them on a bus together?
That's why it doesn't make any sense. And then even the general buses, they're telling people we need to keep the buses, social distancing, don't travel at peak hours. But peak hours is when people fucking go to work. When are they meant to train? When they're meant to go to work? Hello, boss. Yeah, I can't come in at 8. I got to come in at 11. It's like, and then they're talking about, okay, you put 12 people on a bus, that's fine. But every time, say you get on the bus and go 2 stops and get off, and then someone else hops on. Yeah. The bus driver's not disinfecting the seat and that every time someone gets on and off. So, and here now we've got some restaurants, some open, some didn't, because they're only allowing 10 people in. It's like some of them it's not viable. It's not viable money-wise to open the restaurant. But you should go by square footage, how many people you let in. But
of course.
Okay, you got 10 people sitting in the restaurant. Say someone does have COVID. But you got the waiter. He's one waiter going to every table. So if he got infected, he just carries it around to everybody else.
Of course, yeah, you're right.
You know what I have? Since they've lifted these lockdowns, here's a public service announcement I want to know from people out there. Since it's been lifted, because there's more cars on the road, so this wonderful thing's been happening here called car accident days. It's all over the news. It cause people are driving again. People are getting killed on the roads, but it's mainly been women and Asian drivers. Now, I'm not saying that women and Asian drivers are bad, but they're pretty fucking bad. Now, don't say I'm racist because I threw Asians in there, because we all know Asians are bad. And you want to know why, Dave?
Why?
I've done a scientific study on this.
Jimmy Pelechi has a theory about this too. I'll tell you his theory after you give me your theory.
Okay. What is my theory, right? See our eyes. Our eyes are round, right?
That's Jimmy's theory too.
Yeah, we're driving along. Here we're driving along, and the sun comes out. So our eyes are like this, right? Our eyes are open. The sun comes up. We squint a little bit. Now, if you're Asian and your eyes are already squinting, the sun comes up. What happens if you're already squinting and the sun comes up? Your eyes are fucking shut, and now you can't see where you're fucking going, and you're fucking crashing into shit. It's only logical, Dave, isn't it? Your eyes are open and you squint, and if your eyes are already squinting, you can't squint anymore, so they shut, and now you can't see where you're fucking going. I'm blind. There you go.
That's Jimmy Pelechi's. Jimmy said that you never see a van. If you ever look at a van driving on the Long Island Expressway, and you see like dents in it, guaranteed to see an Asian driver. Now, the funny thing is that Asians, if you ask Asian people themselves, they usually tell you that they're bad drivers. They'll say, "Oh yeah, Asian people are terrible drivers." And the funny thing about stereotypes is, even though they're not politically correct, usually they're pretty accurate. Isn't it? It's not like people make up stereotypes because they just want to make fun of people. They're usually accurate stereotypes.
And stereotypes are funny. That's why a lot of comedians will use them in their acts, because generally it's funny. And then I don't think they've got good peripheral vision too, because I guess they're squinted here, so it cuts a bit of the corners out. So, but the same in person. You ever been in line somewhere, like in a theme park or in a shopping centre? Yeah. They just fucking push right in. They don't care. I guess because in their country there's so many of them, you got to fucking push in to get somewhere. So,
you ever try to get on the subway into Hong Kong?
I was over there once in Japan. It was bad enough trying to get around, but even getting on the subway in the UK, you ever hopped on the tube in England and oh shit.
The subway in Hong Kong is absolutely gorgeously beautiful, clean, but the trains are packed to the point where when the doors open, sometimes you can't even get in, and if you want to get in, you have to run and almost blast your way into a sea of Asian people. And they don't even mind, because that's how everyone gets into the train. It's like squishing salmon into a can to bottle it up. And the funny thing was, when I was on the train with my wife Amanda at the time, we were like the only people with it was like a sea of Asian people, and it was us with these blue eyes like sticking out of I know how minorities feel in the US, they're like
you would have been towering over everyone. But the good thing is, imagine that if you're a groper hopping on the train there, you could be fucking just groping the vaginas on the train. They wouldn't know where it was coming from, would they? So
that's true. Only a mind like yours would think of that. What can I do on a crowded train? I can grope a couple of vaginas.
And they eat so much fish, you wouldn't know if it was your fingers or them smelling. So.
Black men could grope some glutes on a train like that,
Oh
too, I
my
bet
God! It'd be like an Asian orgy on one of those carriages for black men.
But the problem is Asian guys don't, and Asian women don't really have a lot of butt, right? Isn't that like a stereotype, too, that they have flat butts?
It's like a plate. They got like a plate butt and a plate and a plate face. Well, you've just upset all the Asian people today.
No, but Asian people know they don't have butts. They have great calves, though, right?
They do. Actually, a
And legs.
majority of Asian people I know, even if they're overweight, they have really good calves on them.
Yeah.
But that's not all Asians, is it? Because that'd only be some. Is it the? I know people when I was in Korea, they had a lot of good calves in Korea. So maybe it's different regions. They go. You know why they got good calves, and this is probably why I got good calves. Because we're so short, when you go to look over shit, you got to go on your tippy toes all the time. So from a young age, you're always doing fucking calf raises just to see over shit. So it's like, that's why they got good. See, I've explained calves and driving in one fucking thing. But that gym, I did. It's good that they opened up the gym because they should. Because we've mentioned that shopping centres are full of people now. Grocery stores are full of people. A gym, at least the people, if there's an owner and people that work in the gym, they're there all day sanitising stuff. They can limit the people that come in, and people want to train and get out there. So I'm not keeping you for anything, am I, there, Dave? You just carry on with it.
I can't remember anything. I got to look at my notes. I want to give a plug out for Smitty's gym because Smitty sent me a shirt. I got to find. I have it in a pile of shirts. I'll wear. I promise you, Smitty, I'm going to wear your shirt for a future show. But Smitty's gym has been also one of the gyms that have just started up in January of 2020. They put all their money, their life savings into this. They spent all their time working this gym. They were building up members little by little, and then boom, they had to close the doors. And you know they're hurting like a lot of gyms are financially, especially they're not a chain gym. And so my heart goes out to these hardworking people like Louis Uredell, like Smitty's gym, where these people just want to do business. They just want to pay their bills. They want to just do what they love to do and stay in business. And the government really has no right to tell them to shut the doors. If you don't want to go to the gym and get COVID because you think there's a higher incidence of doing it, don't go to the gym. Why can't they have the gym open?
That's what I say, because you get these people that go online, you know, those internet people. You people are the problem. You're the ones spreading it. And like you said, well, if you're at a risk factor, if you're elderly or you've got some other condition,
don't go to the gym.
Don't go to the gym. Don't go to the grocery store. Just stay home. It's quite easy. So, but let the people who are healthy, who do want to train, who do have good immune systems, let them go. And like you said, I'm sure, where's Smitty's gym at? You didn't say where it's at.
I don't remember. I didn't do my homework. You wouldn't let me read my notes because you're like yelling at me like I'm disrespecting you by looking at my phone while God forbid I'm interviewing Lee Priest. You know.
You are. You're just looking at fucking porn on your phone. You see any Blackman's left you another dick pic. Excuse me. Well, Smitty's gym, wherever you are.
Lee, we're number one in Barnes & Noble, and they won't let Barnes & Noble open up, so how are we going to sell magazines?
I like to sit in there and have my coffee and read a book. I love it in there. Oh, when the little young boys come in, I'm like a librarian. It's like...
The Wall Street Journal.
Wherever you are, Smitty's gym, I would have known where you are to let people know, but... Yeah, but the people need to go to the gym so they can train. And then last time I was at the gym before they closed down, they had two people in there constantly walking around, writing everything down. I mean, wiping down the benches, wiping down this, wiping down that. The cleaner was there with the mop and stuff. So you're going to get, like I said, you're going to get it from a grocery store, like I said, holding onto the shopping cart. I went to the grocery store yesterday, and there was a guy in there picking his nose while he was doing his grocery shopping. So he's picking his nose. Isn't that where they get the swab from the corona up your nose? So now he's holding on to the shopping trolley. And I'm thinking, whoever touches that trolley next, or whoever, if he's using the PIN pad on his credit card, who's going to be touching that? So are you looking for... Maryland.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
That's where Kevin Leverone's from, Maryland, isn't he?
There you go. Kevin Leverone. Maybe he might be training at Smitty's gym for all we know, you know?
That's why I like these good at gyms like Smitty's gym, the ones that aren't chains. I actually find in Australia, they used to be the best gyms. When the people actually own them and run them, they put more of their heart and soul into it. Yeah. And they're there helping the members. Whereas chains now, you sign up, they take your money, swipe your card to go in, and they don't give a fuck about you after that. It's just
why don't you open your own gym and get yourself like a wheelchair and wheel yourself around there like Joe Gold used to do and just grab girls' butts and stuff like that?
because I'm too fucking OCD and shit. I'd have no. After 6 months, there wouldn't be any members. He's yelling too. You're yelling. You're out. You left the weight out. You're out. You left.
You
the
could be like Joe Gold. No music. 100 million rules. You know, kick people out. People would love to come to your gym because they would want to just to try to impress you. You know.
Well, I've got that at the moment at home because I've got the little gym set up at home now. I just got to get a little bit more equipment, and once I get that, I'm going to cancel my gym membership and not go to the gym.
Right.
But I was thinking through lockdown, I could have made money here because I got the gym at home. I could have been charging people $250 to come train with Lee each day.
That's right. There you go. You missed a good opportunity.
But then they know where you live, and then you never get rid of them.
That's
They'll be
true,
like
that's
outside
true.
your windows and
I
stuff
think
like
that you would be a good gym owner. You should open your own gym. Now, I'm not saying now. I'm saying maybe in 10 years when you're kind of like, you know, sick of the traveling and stuff like that. And this way you have a home base. You can hang out there all day. You can do all your stuff you like to do. You know, you can have your TV room in the back, and you can train when you want.
I could do that because I'd train early, and that way after that, then the rest of the day I'll just hang out there, chat to members, make jokes, you know,
That's
just
right.
have fun.
That's right.
I could do that.
People love it.
I'm very social, Dave. I'm very social talking to people, but I could just see it after 6 months of opening. It'd be in the news. This gym has a racist gym owner.
That's
He's
right.
very rude.
Who's a bully too? Who's a bully?
He's rude, sexual harassment. He's like, you know.
Can you imagine the sexual harassment suits if Joe Gold was alive and owning a gym today?
Oh, I used to laugh because when I used to travel with Joe Gold, when we used to go to expos or the you know, those big what are those big what was it called? They used to have the big equipment shows.
Yeah.
I forget what. I used to go with, like Mike Urich then would sometimes drive with Eddie Giuliani, but they say, Lee, you go with Joe, so I'd help him on the plane. I tell you, some of the stuff he used to say to the air hostess and stuff, getting on the plane and on the plane.
Oh, he was a pervert. What would he say?
I think once you're asking about, you know, grabbing his lap there, helping with his belt and that, and they're grabbing the wrong one, and you've got warm hands, darling. Can you just grab this for me? But he's like, don't worry. I'm in a wheelchair. I can't feel anything, so it doesn't count. But I think once you get to that age, is it 70, 75, you're exempt from sexual harassment.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want, right? Yeah, at that age, yeah.
Oh, my grandfather used to go to the gym. Everyone loved him. He'd walk into the gym and women would come over and kissing him. How you going, Owen? Lovely to see you. He'd be hugging on him and shit, grabbing a little bit of a feel around the back there. I think I can't wait till I hit that age, Dave. I can't wait. Oh my God! No wonder all these Catholic priests are always in the upper echelons of age, aren't they? They're old up there.
There you go. They get away with it. Yeah. My father was always, whenever he was in the hospital, when he was in his 80s, he was always like asking the nurses out on dates and stuff like that. I'm like, Dad, they don't want to go out with you. He's like, no, I think she likes me. I'm like, they're doing their job. They're taking care of you.
Mm-hmm. It's like the way she holds my pee-pee when she puts the catheter up.
Oh my God.
But you know, those sponge baths are wonderful things, Dave. When you get to a certain age, it's like. But that's the thing, you can do that. I don't know why. Like I said, when we say it, we're like, oh, that's revolting, that's rude, that's crude. But when an elderly person says it, the women just go, oh, that's cute. So there's two choices. You either got to be elderly to get away with it, or super fucking rich and drive a Lamborghini, you get away with it. Because we've seen those women at the bars, you know, they come in there, the boobies are done up. Here comes fucking Bob, the coal miner, comes into the bar, gives her a look. She's like, ugh, like this, and gives him a dirty look back, and Bob smiles at her. Next thing, she's at the bouncer at the door. Excuse me, that guy's making eyes at me, sexual harassment, blah, blah, blah. Next thing she sees Charlie turn up in the fucking Lamborghini. She unzips the fucking top. Charlie gives her the same fucking smile, and 2 minutes later, her fucking panties are off and she's sitting on Charlie's lap. So sexual harassment just comes in, you know, if you got money, it's not sexual. If you're good looking and got money, it's not sexual harassment. Well, because what they do,
because then she'll marry Charlie and then she'll take half his money from him. That's why, right?
I know. Can you imagine that? It's like I've always said, if you're with your wife from the beginning or a girl from the beginning and you start a business together, and you go through life together and you do have this fortune, if you split fair, 50-50.
Absolutely, I agree.
But if Charlie's already a multi-millionaire, then he gets this little bit of snatch over here called Deborah, and Deborah comes along. They're married for 2 years. How is Deborah worth half of his fortune? Her pussy ain't that good. There's no fucking red cape with an S hanging out of her fucking pussy down there. It's like, no, it's like, I don't understand how that thing between their legs is like a fucking ATM. It just makes money for them. That's constantly making them money. They don't have to do anything. And I've mentioned it before. It's like they say, why do men get paid more than women? Why do men get paid more than women? Because we spend our money on you, you silly cunts. We've got to buy you drinks. We've got to buy you fucking flowers. We've got to buy you this shit. We go for dinner. Who pays for dinner half the time? The man does. That's why we earn more, because we're paying for your fucking asses. When they go to get their titties done, who pays for them? The fucking men pay for their titties. When you go through life, it'd be cheaper to pay a hitman just to bump the cunts off, I tell you. Fucking
no,
hell.
we don't say that.
We do say it, and I did say it, and it's been said.
All right. We always get
remember
demonetized right at the end a lot of times too. But
did you ever see that case when I was in the States? It was the best one ever. I can't remember. It was in New York. I'd have to look it up. You could probably find it. There used to be, same thing happened. There was this businessman, multi-millionaire, married this woman, and it was like she was going to get, I think the judge ended up almost giving her 70% of his net worth.
wow.
So what he did was, I remember it was on the news, it was the funniest story ever. He fucking waited out the front of the courthouse in his brand new Beamer, and when her attorney and her come out, he fucking run him over and killed him.
Oh shit! Really?
And they did like an interview with him on 60 Minutes or something, because he was like well known. It must have been like a high up person in law or something. And they said, "Do you feel regret?" He goes, "No." He goes, "At least she doesn't get my." He goes, "But you're in jail." He goes, "Yeah, but at least she doesn't get my money and stuff."
Well, yeah. You saved. Did he have family who got the money?
No, but yeah, so I guess so. But she didn't get any. You just run him over in his new Beam and dust.
You know what? Money does crazy things with people. Sometimes it's good not to have too much of it.
No, it's not. It wasn't the money that did crazy things to people. It was the fucking snatch. The snatch does
well, if
crazy
he didn't have the money,
people.
he never would have had the girl who would have never then tried to take 70% of his money, right?
Look at OJ. It's like, we don't agree with what OJ did, Dave,
Right.
but let's just say we understand. Okay, we've all been there. We understand. If we could get away with it, we fucking. It's not like we're.
RX Muscle has no affiliation with the brain processes and thoughts and ideas of Lee Priest.
You'll never at one
Watch
time
at your own risk.
You've never been at one time in your life, gee, I'd like to kill that person, or if I could only get away with it. You start thinking, how about a nice fishing trip? We can go out deep sea fishing, have a few drinks, and you walk over. What's going on, darling? What's over there? She fell in. We can do a bloody, what's his name? The guy from Heart to Heart, when his missus went overboard.
Yeah, that's terrible. What's her name? Natalie Wood. Natalie Wood.
Yeah, they still never know.
Do you think that?
Do you
think that Robert Wagner and what's his name? What's the other guy's name? I love that actor.
Wasn't John Voight, was it?
No. The guy who plays all the crazy parts. What's his name?
Jack Nicholson.
No, come on, you know what I'm talking about. Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken and Robert Wagner were on that boat with Natalie Wood, and she somehow disappeared. And we don't know. No one saw anything happen. I don't know.
Oh, well, sometimes when you're doing a spit roast, things get slippery and over the side you go.
I guarantee you, they'll solve that murder eventually.
I met Robert Wagner once because I was dating this girl, and her best friend used to live on Robert Wagner's property and used to take care of his horses and stuff. So one morning we had to go up there. Went up there one morning, and how's this? I actually got a posing exhibition from Robert Wagner because I'm waiting out the front, and he comes out in just a dressing gown and boxer shorts, nothing underneath, carrying his coffee. He puts the coffee down and he starts flexing and posing in front of me, going, "Oh, look at
that's great."
So Robert Wagner actually gave me a little posing exhibition one morning.
There you go.
Yeah, but I don't think it's hard to say because with that case, it's been going on so long. That's the thing. So when you're out at sea, there's actually another guy happened. This would have been years ago in Australia. Same similar thing because up the top end of Australia, they've got those big saltwater crocodiles.
Right.
And they could never pin it on him, but another businessman came over, same similar thing, took his wife up there on a big boat, went overboard. Oh, the croc's got her. So it's like you could never really.
Yeah, you got to be a little out of your freaking mind to even concoct this crazy idea. But there's a lot of freaking nutty people out there.
Speak for yourself, dickhead. What do you mean? What do you mean you got to be out of your mind to think of this shit? I think about it every day. Not with my wife.
And on that note, I'm Dave Palumbo for Lee Priest for another installment of Iron Rage. See you next week.
I think about a lot of stuff, Dave. When I saw you with that massaging machine, you and I did in my mind with that massaging machine, Dave.
I think I'm going to take a little bipolar. I got to forget about this episode completely. I don't want to remember it. It's
not your business.
I like that knob you put on that massage gun, but that's none of my business.
There it is.